Hey again everybody, it's me Moody Boo, and I'm back with a comparison video. Now I have owned and loved Frapin 1270 for years. Love it. Hate the performance, but love the perfume. Total butter rum lifesaver to me is what I get from this. Then I discovered Miles by Detaille, I'm not sure how to say that. And I got this one for a really good price. It was like 50 bucks, I think. Whereas Frapin 1270, I think I paid retail 110 for it, but it was a while back. So, now I do think retail, this goes for like 90 bucks or something like that. But like I said, I got a good deal. Anyway, when I smelled this, I instantly thought of this, 1270. They are not identical, but they're very, very similar. So I just wanted to talk about those similarities. I'm going to respray them. I had them sprayed them on my arm earlier, but they both kind of aren't the greatest performers, so I have to respray. All right, so initially they're very similar, very similar. They both have a sweet butter vibe, or it's like a butterscotch schnapps kind of a vibe to them. Got the alcohol, but it's almost as if you've mixed some other kind of alcohol to dilute the butter rum schnapps, because that can be pretty strong smelling in itself and really thick smelling. I don't drink anymore, but I do like smelling liquors. So if somebody else is drinking that I'm out with, then I always, let me smell that. So, and as it dries down, I think that the Miles Detaille or however you say that, I think it becomes a little less sweet, whereas the Frapin 1270 is pretty linear and stays pretty much what you first sprayed it. The alcohol, boozy notes kind of go away, and then it stays pretty much the same for the rest of the wearing. Now, the longer they do dry down, the Frapin 1270 definitely becomes fruitier. Now, I'll tell you what's in both of these. 1270 by Frapin is honey, plums, dried plums it says, resin, vanilla, dried fruits, pineapple, spices, cacao, orange, hazelnut, tonka bean, woody notes, coffee, guaiac, lime or linden blossoms, and flowers. Whereas the Detaille, Miles Detaille, is the fruity notes, the dried fruits, the honey, immortal, vanilla, lime, and geranium, and woody notes also. Oh, and a little bit of petitgrain, I guess, is in there for shits and giggles. So now, the more that the Miles dries down, the more you definitely smell the immortal and the geranium, but the fruit and the honey still stays there. But they do kind of simmer down a little bit. You know, they're not quite as in your face like they were when you first sprayed it. So nice. Now the Frapin 1270 is not that for me. The fruit notes stay very prominent, the pineapple, and I think that with the cacao and some of the other notes is where I'm getting this butterscotch, you know, butter rum lifesaver kind of a, or butterscotch schnapps kind of a vibe. Because the Miles Detaille starts off kind of butterscotchy, but it's a little more ethereal, a little more not as dense of a fruity smell as the 1270. And I think the 1270 is slightly sweeter because like I said, it stays really linear, so that sweetness doesn't really go away, whereas with the Miles, it does a little bit. I think the Miles would appeal to a more unisex crowd than the 1270, but I know lots and lots and lots of men that love 1270, and I bet they rock the crap out of it. So what do I know? But I do kind of associate, now that I have both of these, that this one is just slightly more masculine than this one. And the performance on Miles is way better than 1270. Is it great? No. But 1270, I get 4 hours if I'm lucky. In hot weather, 3. Colder weather, 3.5, 4 if I put it on my clothes and just douche myself with it. The Miles, I'll do, 4 sprays any time of year, and it's about the same. It's about 5, maybe 6, and on my clothes, on my skin about 5. But then these two, after their time, they're poof, gone. There's no little last minute nothing. They are just, Houdini. They are disappeared as soon as they are done with their performance. You don't get that last minute dry down, the real deep bass notes at a lot of perfumes. It's almost as if neither one of these really have bass notes. That once you're done with the middle notes, perfume's gone, it's over. Like I said before though, the Miles does last a little bit longer, another hour or two longer than the 1270. But they're both gorgeous. I mean, 1270 is one of those ones where usually when I'm pissed off about a performance on a perfume, especially when they're spendy, I get rid of them because I don't even want to support that perfume house for putting out a very expensive perfume that you have to literally bathe in for it to last you for half a day. That's ridiculous. I hate that. It pisses me off to no end. So I think that, when the performance sucks, they should drop the price. Honestly, 1270 really shouldn't be more than 50, 60 bucks a bottle because of the performance. But the scent is so delicious. It's so beautiful. It only lasts a few hours and people will complain, but they still buy the perfume at retail price, just like I did, because it smells that good. You want that few hours with them. It's worth it for that few hours. And that reminds me of the Terminator, with Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor, that, the few hours we had together, we loved a lifetime's worth. Well, that's the way I feel about 1270. But I'm really happy to find a less expensive, kind of a comparable perfume that's easier on the pocketbook and a little better in performance than 1270. Is it as good? I think I like Miles a little better some days because it does have a little bit of change in it. It's very beautiful throughout the whole thing, and it's not as linear as 1270. But then I put on 1270 and I love this one better. So it's whichever one I wore last is the one I love the most. That's pretty much what it boils down to. So let me see if anybody says it smells like anything else. Nope. They all say that this smells like this and this smells like this. So good stuff, both of them. Performance sucks, but besides that, it's great juice. And if you love to eat or even just smell butterscotch schnapps or butter rum lifesavers, you'll love either one of these. But this one goes a little farther away from the butterscotch and than this one does. But I already said that, so I'm repeating myself. All right, well, I guess that's about it for me. Comparison to Miles Detaille and Frapin's 1270. And if you like what you see, subscribe. And I'll see you soon. All right, peace.
Get some breakfast?